Hi everybody, it's Kaylin here at Full Purpose and Heart, and I am well overdue to giving you an update on our homeschool life and what we are doing these days. We are on week 24. I had to look at my paper here because I've forgotten it's been so many weeks since I've updated you on how things are going. So if you're interested in hearing kind of an update to our homeschool journey, then let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I have been meaning to sit down and do this video for what feels like a very long time. I've recorded several videos or attempted to begin recording some training videos and things like that, just in regards to lesson planning and the lap book training video and different things, but I've been interrupted or they haven't gone very smoothly. So it's been a bit of a rough transition, but I am trying to put together a really cohesive training space on my website so that if you are looking for training videos on how to go about homeschooling, then you'll have more of a cohesive place where you can go and receive those types of instructional videos from my perspective. So that's kind of what I've been working on, which is why my YouTube channel and these consistent updates over here on this end have kind of been a little rocky and kind of slowed down. But we are still homeschooling, and I'm really in a good place with homeschooling right now. I have a first grader, I have my preschooler, and I have a group of 7 preschool students who come to my home 3 times a week for their preschool classes as well. So for those of you who are new and kind of are unfamiliar with the dynamic of our homeschool room, then there you go. So this video, I want to talk to you a little bit about my first grader and give you an update on where we are with him in his course load. It's really, really great. Again, I really am loving where we are with homeschool right now. The only thing that I am ready to change is having those preschoolers who come into my home 3 times a week, because it's very difficult for my first grader to get the attention and the lesson time that he needs, because I'm constantly preparing for, teaching, or cleaning up after the preschool day. So unfortunately, Monday is really the only day that he gets some good one-on-one lesson time. So I'm really looking forward to our next school year after we finish up with these preschoolers and being able to distribute my time among my school-aged children a little bit better, whereas right now I feel like I'm kind of torn because of these preschool-aged children that I'm teaching 3 times a week. So that'll be a big change that's coming up. But other than that kind of mishap, that distraction, school time really is fantastic. So to give you an idea of what our school days are looking like these days, we spend about 2 hours a day doing school, maybe a little more, 2.5, let's say between 2 and 3 hours a day doing school. And we do school 4 days a week. My son is currently doing, let me count the subjects, English, math, geography, and history. So we kind of put those all together in one, and then a reading subject as well. So check back at my curriculum update new semester video. I did it a couple of weeks ago, and then you can kind of get an idea of the specific resources that we're using. But it takes us about between 2 and 3 hours. So let me just go subject by subject because I have a couple specifics I want to review with you. So this is what is it called? Skill Sharpeners, Spell and Write. We do this as a part of our spelling in the morning. So we do these 2 books in the morning. This is Explode the Code, book 4, and then I do Spell and Write grade 1. And I am loving this. I love it because it integrates so many random different things. Like today, today's lesson was his vocabulary, or excuse me, yeah, his vocabulary words, spelling words. Is that the right one? It was his spelling words, and they were teaching him about nouns using his spelling words. It was awesome. So we're also learning about compound words here, and then we're learning about compound words in some other, it's actually by Evan Moore Publishers, but it's not that book. But anyway, so it's just been such a great resource. I did a look in the book for this resource. If you're interested in that, hop over there. I'll make sure and put that link in the sky here if you want to look at that and you're interested in looking at something for your student. They have grades kindergarten through I'm going to say 5th grade, I think, and they've got all kinds of subjects. So I'm really loving this particular resource. It was a great find, so I'm excited about that. Explode the Code is going well. We jumped up to book 4. If you remember from our last year, we were in book 2. In January, I started in book 4, and it was a really perfect jump because it's just challenging enough that my student actually has to think, whereas before I kind of was feeling like it was a little bit of busy work. He was breezing through it super fast. It was getting kind of sloppy because he didn't have to think. So this one I really like. It starts with compound words right off the bat. So it was a really good transition and switch for us. So just as a quick, as a review for our spelling moments, I'm loving it. If you remember what I started with back at the beginning of the 1st grade school year, we were doing like little packets and they were cute and adorable, but I think that I got a little caught up in the cuteness of them and not necessarily in how great the words themselves were, the content. So I think the product was great, but the content was a little rough. So as a kindergarten unit, I would say that would be better. So I'll probably use that when my second comes along and starts kindergarten in her time when it comes. Okay, math, we're still doing Horizons. I love using Horizons. In fact, depending on when you watch this video, Alpha and Omega Publishers, which is AOP, is doing their winter sale. It's 20% off. This is not a sponsored video. I just am letting you know. That'll probably go till the end of January 2019. So if you are looking into Alpha and Omega products, then head over there right now because they're doing a sale directly from the publisher's website. So you get brand new curriculum. I actually just ordered our Horizons Math 2nd grade. So that's a little teaser into what our curriculum will look like for next year. I did go with Horizons again. For Horizons 1st grade, we are on lesson 100. So that gives you kind of an idea of where we're at. It's January. And we're in lesson 100. I think the 100th day of school is coming up because I see it kind of floating around on the teacher resource websites that I follow. So, but I don't count the days. I don't know if we're 100 days in or not. Okay. Let's see. Oh, my English is going really great. I mentioned it briefly, but we are doing some more Evan Moore stuff. I don't have that resource right here to grab because I ripped all the pages out of it, but it's really, really, really good. So I'm loving that. The geography is, I'm doing, what is it from? It's also at Evan Moore. I kind of got on an Evan Moore kick. That's a theme you might notice from me if you guys are watching a lot of my videos year after year, is that I just cling on to one thing really tight because I just love it. So a couple years back, what was I buying a couple years back? I can't remember now, but it's the same thing. Now it's Evan Moore. But anyway, it was Carson DeLosa a couple years back, if you remember. But anyway, so now I'm doing Evan Moore, and we're for geography. We switched from the daily geography to beginning geography is what the book is called. Check that video wherever it is. I'll put in the description box below the link to that video. But this is my 2 cents on that. I love the resource. The content is great. As a homeschooling teacher, I find it's a little cumbersome because I have to copy each of the pages that I want to use to put them in my students' work binder, and I don't know, I can't be bothered with that. Right? I can't be bothered to copy these pages with my copier. I just have a printer, 4-in-1 like most people do. And I don't know. I just can't be bothered with it. So consequently, we're in 3 weeks into the school year, or into January, and I've already missed copying this week's work because I just was, I don't know, it was going to take too many minutes. So take that for what it's worth, but that's where I'm at. The content is great. And I think that in a public school setting, it would be awesome because you have to copy 30 pages anyway for your class, right? Or if you're in the upper grades, then maybe you have, 6 sections of your geography class you're teaching. So you would make 100 copies. But anyway, so that's my 2 cents that I have to say about that. We're reading the Boxcar Children. So when I did my video, I had showed you the Boxcar Children Adventure series. So here's my, I'm going to make a little confession here. I have never read The Boxcar Children. I think I can even honestly say I didn't even know the Boxcar Children series existed until I started homeschooling this year, and I was beginning, in fact, maybe even like a couple months ago when I started looking into diving into my student reading on his own. And so there you go. But in case you didn't know, the Boxcar Children have a couple of different series associated with them that have the same characters. So I had pulled the Boxcar Children Adventure series off of my Scholastic Classroom order form. And then I realized that it's not the beginning of the Boxcar Children stories, it's their adventure series. So I went back to my local library and I checked out Boxcar Children #1. So that's a little history lesson for you if you guys are like me and didn't know anything about the Boxcar Children. No shame, right? We were learning as we go. But anyway, also online, there is a free resource that's produced by the Boxcar Children memorial page. I don't know who makes it, but some school, I don't know. It has the Boxcar Children, but I don't think that the author of the book makes it because I'm pretty sure she died. Wow, I don't know very much about them, but I'll put that link below. It's a great little book and it goes through each chapter. I was considering making a lap book for it, but then I found this resource for free, so I saved myself some time and we're going through that. Another side note about this reading thing that we've just started in January. I'm going to admit I was really hesitant to get my student to start reading chapter books by himself. He's my first student. I taught him how to read, but I was really, I don't know, maybe I wasn't sure exactly what his abilities were, and I didn't want him to feel frustrated in reading a chapter book that he lost the joy of reading. So I just took the leap and I started him on these Boxcar Children books, and I am surprised at how good of a reader he is and how much that he understands and comprehends as he read it. So just as an encouragement to you, if you're out there and you are trying to make the leap like I did, you're nervous, you don't know where to start, you know, hopefully you'll be able to find a book that your student can read that's not too difficult. We are having a lot of success with this Boxcar Children #1 book. He can read almost all of the words, and it's really been a fun transition as he is now reading his own book instead of me reading to him. So that's been a really great kind of blossoming moment for his education, like learning journey. We haven't started our read aloud yet. I wanted to read Gulliver's Travels out loud to my kids while they color or whatever, and we just haven't found time to do that because I've been really busy with just trying to build my training section of my website. So I've been busy working. This working mama. So anyway, that's where we're at. Did I cover everything? Oh, no, I didn't. Two more things. So at the beginning of the year, I was going to start with science. The first chapter of the book was our senses, and I think I've covered senses. I covered them in preschool. I covered them in kindergarten. I covered them again at the end of kindergarten. Anyway, so when we went to jump into this new science curriculum, just right off the bat, we were on a slippery slope because it was like, well, we've done this before. And when I say we, I mean like me and the teacher inside of me. I don't think my kids noticed anything, but I just kind of was like, oh my gosh, we've done this so many times. And immediately I felt myself pushing it off to the side, being like, I'm too busy, we're too busy, life's too busy, I'm not going to go over this again. So the next unit was weather, and we have yet to pick it up. We've yet to pick it up. So, which is sad because I really, really, really loved the curriculum. I love building curriculum from extracurricular, what are they called? Elective classes. So, why is history and science considered elective? I don't know. But anyway, you know what I mean. So, So we got to get back into it. This is, you know, doing these update videos kind of helps me resolve to put my priorities in order again and get to schooling better. The other subject that I was going to mention is our history. We're doing BJU Press for both science and history without the DVD teachers. And I am loving history. We did the Native Americans in the last unit, but I will admit we didn't finish that unit because I just kept getting, you know, distracted with the busyness of preschool that I just couldn't focus on what I wanted to do with our Native American studies. We started a lap book, but we never finished it. And we ended up just kind of breezing through the last like 2 or 3 chapters of that page or of that unit. So I did a little injustice to the Native American unit, but we picked up Christopher Columbus this week actually, and so that was good. I made like a little activity book. You can purchase one from BJU Press, but I found it was very elementary considering like what I wanted to have my student be doing, so I made my own because I can't ever leave well enough alone if you know me well. So anyway, so that's where we are with our schooling, and it's been really good. And I still do have a great love, which is why I am starting to look forward to finishing up this preschool journey so that I can kind of develop and grow with my kiddos that I have. Now, does that mean my preschool years are over? No, I have my baby is still growing up, so he's just 1, so we're bringing up the rear with him. My daughter will be in preschool again next year. She'll be actually in K4 next year. For those of you who are homeschoolers, you know that's kind of like beyond preschool concepts, but really not yet kindergarten pre-reading just yet. So that's what we'll be doing, and it's January, and I'm already like starting to select curriculum and absorb what next year's going to look like, and it's just a really, really fun place to be. Homeschooling has been such an interesting choice for me, something that I didn't think I was going to do. I was half in and half out for a while, but since really embracing that this is just a piece of our family that we're going to be doing, it's really been fun and just refreshing and exciting, and I really, really love it. So I don't know, I guess I throw that little bit in here at the end of my update, just for those of you out there who may be new to homeschooling, and being the age of my children, maybe I'm assuming that that's kind of the demographic of people who follow us, and I just encourage you that it does take a couple of years to really get into the groove of homeschooling. But if you make it your choice and you make it your love and you work at it, it can bring so much joy. And, you know, my position is a little bit different because I did teach public school before I decided to teach my own students. But so there are some skills that I knew before I started teaching. However, that doesn't mean that these skills are not learnable or teachable, or you can't learn them for yourselves. They're just that come with practice, and you're doing a good job by watching other people doing it. So watching my videos and seeing how other people do it, that's really how you gain confidence and how you learn. So I'm hopeful that these videos do contain some kind of encouragement and ideas of how something, you know, how I'm doing things, that it might help you too. So anyway, I kind of got to rambling there at the end, but it's been a while since I've been able to sit and kind of talk to you guys about how our homeschool journey is going. So I got a little rambly, but I really appreciate you guys sticking around. I love sharing our homeschool journey with you. I love sharing teaching tips and tricks and things that we're doing, and I'm excited to start sharing some official training videos of things that you can implement and you can do so that you can learn the skills of teaching and feel more confident in your decision to homeschool. So I'm excited as those resources begin to become more available and a little more developed. They're still in the beginning stages, but it's a really great project I'm working on, and I'm really excited about that. So anyway, that's it. Thanks so much for following along. If you are new, then I would encourage you to subscribe to the channel so that you can keep following along in our journey, and you can get updates and information about all the stuff going on our side of the mountain. Thanks so much, guys, and we'll talk to you in another video.